We are here at Immerse Financials, and today we're going to look at peer-to-peer banking. We have the Germans visiting us, and they have the most interesting story here on peer-to-peer banking. Did you already do it? Yeah. So, see, it's not so easy.
3, 2, 1, go was not so easy, no? You need
3,
to
2,
edit
1.
it.
Yeah, I need to basically now I need to go and edit it. So that's a pain in the butt. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to edit it. Okay. I'm standing here with Philipp Petrescu, a German, a Romanian from German, I think.
Exactly.
And you're going to talk us about Lendico. And Lendico, what is the reason for existing of Lendico? Don't we have enough banks in Holland, in Europe?
The reason for Lendico to exist is actually that banking, how it works currently, is not fair. So as a consumer, if I want to get money, it's a very long and complicated process, and most likely I'm going to pay a high interest rate. If I want to invest money and put a deposit in the bank, I'm likely to get a very small deposit, like 0.2%, or even get a negative rate that I need to pay the bank for having my money.
And you can do that much more fair. This is the reason for existing for this slide. Can we take a look at this? Everywhere in Europe, there's a spread of 1.6 between 4.5 or 2.74 between 22. 20% spread in Latvia.
Exactly.
And about a 10% spread in Poland, and in the lowest is it 3%. So, and this can be better.
This is our business model. This can be better. We say if someone gives us money, we will just take a very slim chunk of it and lend it to borrowers. And the borrowers get a cheaper interest rate and the investor get a higher yield. We take out the spread that banks keep to themselves until now.
Yeah, but the spread is also there for risk. I mean, who's going to take the risk when I basically borrow when I give you my money?
Sure. The investor takes the risk. We're very transparent about it, but defaults are very low. If you look at consumer loans, consumer credit as an asset class, the risk is very low. People are always going to pay back their consumer loans first, because otherwise they get a bad credit rating, and no one wants to have that because you can't do anything with that.
And do you have access to the bad credit rating? So can you basically give people a bad credit rating just like banks can?
Yeah. We use credit agencies as banks do, because we are licensed in every country, so we have access to the same data. We are not giving credit to everyone. So if someone has a very bad credit rating, we will exclude them. Currently, we only accept around 15% of our applications, so we are also strict. It's not like free money for everyone.
No, but I mean, if somebody defaults on my loan, on Lendico, does he also get a bad credit?
Yes, he does get a bad credit.
We send it to the credit agencies.
Back to the credit agencies.
And they accept it.
And they accept it.
Okay. So let's talk about Lendico. How fast is this whole market of peer-to-peer banking is growing? You have a slide here. You say it's growing.
It's growing very fast. I mean, it's a global phenomenon. You have it's all started 2009 in the UK and America with 2 companies. And I mean, the largest 6 P2P companies globally will originate around 7 billion euros this year. So it's a very large phenomenon. But if you look at the overall market, overall consumer loans is an $8.5 trillion opportunity.
8,500 billion.
Something
it's
like that.
Nothing.
Exactly. It's nothing, but it's growing very fast. And we say basically 5 to 10 years down the road, the main source of credit won't be banks, but it will be marketplaces such as Lendico.
Okay, that's a good proposal. There's a whole bunch of them. If we look at this slide here, there's huge amount. I mean, you say it started in the UK and America.
Yes.
Where are the biggest ones now?
The biggest ones now are in the United States. You have the 2 biggest platforms, Lending Club and Prosper there. UK comes afterwards with Zopa and Funding Circle, and then it's us.
Okay, you're number 3. How much did you?
We are number 3, but we are not active in one market. I think that's what really differentiates us. We want to build a global platform and eventually be in every market outside North America.
Okay, so you're now in a bunch of countries, 6 countries.
We're now in 6 countries. We started in Germany, then expanded to Poland, Spain, Austria, the Netherlands, and South Africa.
We can do it now too in the Netherlands. Okay, so how does it work? I have already subscribed. I had to basically enter my IBAN number, and then you also wanted my SWIFT number.
Yeah.
Why? Because IBAN is already included in the SWIFT.
We are always improving our product.
Okay, so like good. And then I basically can put your money. I can put money in your closet, and I can say how much risk I want to have.
You have 2 options. You can either choose all the loans yourself and say I want to put 200 euros into that one, 25 euros into that one, 1,000 into that one. Or you can use our portfolio builder, where you can say I'm like ready to take that level of risk, and we'll suggest you loans to put money into. So
I can basically invest in South Africa and get 22% interest.
Yes, if you are from Germany, yes, because there we enabled cross-border lending already. Yeah. If you are a Dutch investor, you currently can only invest in the Netherlands, but we are working on making that open. Legally, it's not so simple, so it's a long process.
Okay. Now, we saw here, this is you. You have basically have $650 million euro in loan. How long have you been in business?
We've been in business since 1 year. We started last December.
And you already have $650 million. So that went quite well. Yes. I mean, and that's 90% out of Germany, I presume?
The majority comes out of Germany.
Okay. 125,000 users are
both
the investors?
And investors combined.
Okay, but I guess it's 1 out of 10. The investors are much more than the borrowers?
It's more, yes, but not 1 out of 10. So like it's a little bit slimmer.
No, I mean, do the investors put in 10 times as much per person as the people loan, or is it on an equal basis?
So our average loan is around 8,000 euros big, and the average investor puts in, like I think it's more 1-to-1. It's almost 1-to-1.
Okay, good. And so you started in the Netherlands. When did that happen?
We started in Germany.
No, I mean, but you already started in the Netherlands. When did
3 months ago?
3 months ago. Yeah. And the first, how much loans have you made already?
How much loans have we made in the Netherlands? I don't know that number by heart, no idea. But it's after Germany our fastest growing market. So Netherlands is pretty good for us.
Okay, Netherlands, we love new things. Yes. So who started Lendico?
Yeah, we belong to Rocket Internet, which is the incubator from Berlin who IPO'd a couple of weeks ago. They originally started Lendico. I was the first founder on the company, and 3 other managing directors joined. So we are now a team of 4 managing directors running Lendico globally, and then have a country head for every market. So in the Netherlands we have 1 heading the market. In Germany we have 1 heading the market. So like we have a strong central team and then small local teams.
How many people total?
120, 125.
Okay. You say you exist a year ago, but did you start before that? You started it. You were the first guy who came with the idea.
Yes, we launched in last December, and we started to work on that last spring, I would say. So we had like a ramp
8 months or
exactly.
My gosh. Okay, why did you start it? What position were you in? You go like, we need some more peer-to-peer banking, because so many people already started it.
I mean, it's not like many people started it, but I think everyone lacked the right approach. So I think what many people disregarded is that regulation is important and that it doesn't make sense to start something that will get forbidden a year later. I think what many people got wrong is investor side. So we are not only focusing on retail investors, but we are also talking to banks and hedge funds to give us big tickets, so like starting from 10 million upwards. I think these are 2 aspects many local P2P platforms got wrong. And I mean, our underlying hypothesis is Lending Club is doing that super successful in the United States. There should be someone doing it as successful as they do it in all the other markets.
What is your background?
I studied business originally, worked in investment banking in London, then joined Rocket Internet, so the mothership basically, working mainly in fundraising, and then got assigned to Lendico and started Lendico.
What a horrible job. Good luck. Thank you very much for coming.
Thanks a lot.